So EA games challenge everything. But EA has been steady decline for several years. Um, because they get, as we'll see here, just too greedy. Microtransactions and stuff like that. Just everything they just seek to monetize everything. Um, and if it's worth it, I mean, it's kind of like I try to relate with things like with me personally, games that I play. So I play stuff like Genshin Impact, World of Warcraft, stuff like that, which obviously has, microtransactions and stuff like that. With something like Genshin Impact, I do like to support the game because it's a free to play game. You don't have to pay for it. So, once in a while, if I have the money, buy some Primo Gems here or something, just support the game in some kind of way. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that expensive. But then you have something like World of Warcraft, where you're already paying for the game, where you have to physically pay for, not pay for it physically, but you have to pay for the game itself. You then have to pay for a subscription. And then there's in-game stuff, the mounts and the pets and the realm transfers, which all those services, I don't even know why they need to pay for them anymore. But, that's where it's like, okay, that's kind of more of the Activision part, because we had stuff like that in the past, but not nearly as bad as when Activision got involved with Blizzard. Um, so there's things like Genshin Impact where you don't really have many things in the shop. You have Primo Gems and you have like skins that are rarely um released, and that's fine. Again, it's a free to play game. You can choose to pay for it or you choose not to. I choose sometimes to support them. But with WoW, they're just super greedy. Blizzard, Activision, super greedy. You're already paying for the game, and you're already having to pay for a subscription for the game, so you can play it. But EA is the same thing. It's like you just got to pay for everything. You know, you're playing like a role playing game. It's like, oh, it's your turn. Pay 99 cents to it's but pay not pay $5 to get a experience pack. This pack includes experience buff for 1 hour, and that's what they do. That's what they would do. Um, EA has revealed the latest expansion for The Sims 4, titled Life und Death, with a release date set for Halloween, October 31st. However, however, the expansion will cost a whopping $39.99 before tax, which has already sparked controversy with the gaming community. Yeah, it's The Sims. No expansion pack should be that much. The Sims 4 Life und Death expansion takes a darker note compared to anything seen before in the life simulation game. Players will get a chance to experience the afterlife, as if being able to kill your players off wasn't experience enough. Even back in the day, that's what we like to do with the Grim Reaper when he would show up. We just took, had our, people in the house, removed all the doors, and had the house catch fire. Oh, you have so much power. I think there was a time, I don't know if it was a glitch because people say it's not supposed to happen, but I remember we built a pool outside for them and we had the diving board, like a really tall diving board, and we removed the pool as they were diving. And I tried to look it up to see if there was anyone else who had done that, but I think a lot of people said that it couldn't be done. So either we got a different version or, it was a glitch or something. But yeah, we the person was diving off and we managed, we went in and deleted the pool before the could get into the pool and he just hit the concrete. But Yeah, I was see if people have done the same thing. 'Cause I know people the same thing as me. What I just said with the locking them in the house and then burning it. Yeah, people are like, yeah, we did that all the time. It was fun to watch, watching death just like come walking down the street. And but then I was like, oh, what about the pool thing? Let me look that up. And it's like I can't find anything. But bringing a slew of new. You're right there, Roxas. What you doing, bub? Okay, he's laying back down. Going back to he's going back to sleep. Bringing a slew of new gameplay options, which include working as a Grim Reaper, planning funerals, exploring the afterlife, and even reincarnation. Again, none of this has to cost $40. Like $40 gets you an expansion for WoW, which is a full game. This is just DLC. Why should it cost $40? The dark twist in The Sims 4 introduces Ravenwood, a new world comprised of 3 haunting neighborhoods: Crow's Crossing, Whispering Glen, and Morningvale. In addition to the Grim Reaper options, players will now be able to choose the Undertaker career path as well, digging graves, planning funerals, and more. As sad as it sounds, I've always wanted to do that kind of job, like Undertaker, or just work in a funeral home. I know I'm weird, but I, nice and quiet, So I think that's one of the that's one reason that it appeals to me so much, because it's nice and quiet in there for the most part. But then you have the crying and this and that, but coroner's office and stuff like that. I don't know. I was always thinking, like, for like so many years ago, I was thinking like apprentice. They're not like apprentice, but like a, you know, volunteer there and learn about what goes on, and what kinds of steps are taken towards preparing a body or whatever it is. I just thought it would be cool, whether it be with a coroner or whatever it is. Even if I couldn't get hands on, just being able to stand there and watch and see this entire process of what happens to our bodies after we die, how they're handled, about how they, you know, people who get in accidents, what do we do with that? It's like, how do we make their faces look presentable to, people want an open casket? What do we do? Um, but coroner's office, funeral home, just anything dealing with those two places. I know they are both completely separate, different things, but yeah, just either one, either one. I'm just a weird dude. Um, the ultimate goal of Sims Life, known as the Souls Journey, introduces a reward system that allows for reincarnation. So does World of Warcraft, granting Sims a second life, just like that what is it? That adult game Second Life. With life with abilities carried over from their previous existence. Furthermore, there will be ghost Sims, which will remain playable and can interact with the living world in humorous or creepy ways, from spectral woohoo to pulling pranks as a poltergeist. EA has prepared a whole bunch of darker content to coincide with the spooky season, including being attacked by a murder of crows. You can do the same thing in WoW, and the spell quite literally is called Murder of Crows. Although Murder of Crows doesn't really do much anymore. I thought I had it on the talent tree and it just disappeared, because it was a spell you could actually click on and summon the crows. Now it's just like, for every 10 hits of was it Serpent Sting? I think it's Serpent Sting. Like every 10 hits, it summons a murder of crows, which is really stupid because they don't seem to do nearly as much. So they should have just left it as a base, just a spell they can click on, because this whole baked in crap doesn't work. Anyway. But fans and players aren't happy with the price tag, and they're uniting to accuse EA of naked greed. Harv, $40 for that. EA is the greediest company ever. The pack will cost $39.99. I speak for everyone when I say we will not be buying. Lower that price. Yeah. However, it's not just the price tag. Many fans are aware of the continual problems with bugs and glitches breaking the gameplay with every new update. What they need to do is fix their bugged out game. Every single time they update and patch the game, it breaks everything for days, if not weeks. Jesus. Now that we know there's no... Really? They should concentrate on making this one a better game worth spending money on. The Sims was... Yeah, wow. 2000. Uh-huh. We had Sims 2. We used to play it all the time. Also, what is it? One of the... What was it? Amusement Park Tycoon or something? My brother was obsessed with that game. He played that game all the time. I think it was Amusement Park Tycoon. I know it was on the PS2. I just know that. But this is the same game, the same company that released the same soccer game on the Switch every year for 8 years. Sims fans, more like simp fans. Am I right, fellas? People only realize this now. Where have you been for the last 10 plus years? Yeah. Yeah. It's like I said, it's been a long time they've been doing this. And like I said, there's sometimes where a 39, $40 price tag for content is justified, or paying for something is justified. Like I said, for me with WoW, it's so stupid because you're paying for the game, and then once you have the game, you're paying for the expansions, and then you're also having to pay to play the game, and then they have all these services, the serve transfer and guild name changes and just all this other crap. It's like, why? Why? But then, like I said, I have Genshin Impact where it's a free to play game. And if I have the money every once in a while, I feel like, I like supporting them because, clearly there's a lot of passion that goes into the game, whether it be the area, the nations or the music, which is always on point. That game has some of the most beautiful music I've heard in a game. That music has no business being that freaking good. But um but yeah. But stuff like this, like The Sims, there's there's no reason. There's no reason. And EA has been doing this for a long time. Like I said, this is the same company that if they could, they would be like, oh well, experience pack, 99 cents for this increase, and it's just they would monetize everything if they could. They really would. They would monetize everything. But anyway, yeah, EA. EA. Everything's ass. At least nowadays. EA used to be good. EA used to be good. But now everything's ass. But let me know your favorite EA title from back in the day, because I seriously doubt it's anything current. And if you play any games that, money based, stuff like me, like what World of Warcraft, or, and what'd you feel about paying? Is it justified $39, $40 for a DLC for Sims 4, or is it no? That DLC, that's it better be like a WoW expansion or something where it's like a full, whole continent, that takes several, 30 minutes to get across on foot. It better be like that, not just like 3 neighborhoods, So, yeah, let me know. Anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.